Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome back to another session on a specific topic, a topic which is very open-ended but more oriented towards someone who's a little bit more beginner in IT into software testing, or someone who's looking to go to that next level. For example, you're at a lead, you want to go to a senior lead, or you are at an engineer level and want to go to a senior engineer, and so on. So this is all about the basic fundamentals of how to be a great tester, and I'm calling it more like a master tester. There are thousands and thousands of people entering the software testing world every day, and there are so many requirements that are coming up every day. It's a large industry growing by the day, and that means that the expectations from each of us has increased significantly. So this whole session is oriented to give you that idea and my viewpoint more, and I would love to hear from the audience as well interactively as we go forward. So a few slides that I wanted to run through, basically focusing on what I believe or understand about you, what historically were the 5 ways that we were looked at as software testers and how the expectations were then. What are the futuristic expectations from one, and how do you go about acquiring these skills? So that's the agenda, distributed in about 10 slides going forward. So the first one is introducing you, the audience, who's viewing this video or watching this session live along with me right now. You could be someone who's an absolute beginner into IT, or someone who's not from an IT, but you're looking to enter IT through software testing, and you want to know how to be a QA engineer. You want to know what it is required to really become someone that is wanted in the market. You have done, let's say, your engineering or master's, and you are still looking to get into that IT software testing job. You're looking to find out how to be one of the best ones there. Or, as I said earlier, you could be someone who's already working in the software testing and QA field, but you're looking to go into the next step. You want to get recognized. You're one among 20 or 30 other people in your team, and you really want to step up and be able to say that, hey, I am different. I have more skill, more ability. I am ready for that growth. I'm ready for that next level. I'm ready for that promotion. So that is what it is all about. So I'm going to start with the 5 ways from an old school of testing. In the sense, it is not dead. It is the fundamental foundation level. You cannot go beyond without these. This is the base for anyone who's in a software testing field. You could then add on to it, but without these by themselves will make you very, very standing out and not in the right zone from it. So the first one is a functional expert. And why do I say that functionality is core? If you look at anyone who's there in a, let's say, software testing team, the ones who stay longer, the ones who are the last ones to be moved into other teams, or let's say the project ends, or there is a cut in the spend, or there is some kind of a firing that is going on. The ones who have the core functional expertise, who have built that knowledge, are the last ones to go. Why? Because gaining that knowledge on what you will test is very important. Unless you're an expert at that, you cannot really perform testing on it. For example, it is like almost saying that, hey, you give a car the entire features and everything, but if you don't run it through the right crash testing or brake testing, or how it is testing through curvy roads or on rain, under those different circumstances and done in a very professional manner by the expert, you cannot rely and say that, hey, this is a good quality car, right? It breaks everything from there. So that is the main starting point. Then, of course, communication. You need to be able to express yourself. As part of this role, you interact with many people, locally in the same office, globally, working remotely in different locations, and you'll need to be able to express it in the emails, express it in conversations, express it so much in documentation. So if you don't know how to write, how to speak, and how to look at and understand from everyone else, it's going to be tough. So this is again something which is very basic. And I'm going to tell you how much is what is important. Okay, so everything is not equally important, but at the same time you need a combination. Then there's something called being righteous and unbiased. What do I mean by this? Number one, you are doing a quality check. So if you let things pass deliberately just because, hey, you know the developer well, he or she said that, you know what, don't report it, I'll fix it, we're good friends, you are not doing the right job. You are looking from a very narrow mind. You got to understand that this has got to be fixed overall as a process so that future things don't happen. So you cannot be biased to any particular people or any particular team or anything like that. Especially because you're the gatekeeper, you cannot let things go through you. So there is a lot of trust in you, and that is the reason you need to show this as a very strong skill. All right. And then I talk about something called as an eye of an eagle and not a tiger. What I mean by this is that you can look at things and whole screen. For example, let's focus for 5 seconds on this screen right now. All right. I have my logo. I have a couple of captions written here, some of things here. An eye of an eagle is basically you're looking at it from a not each and every word like this. You're not scanning everything out here. You're looking at holistically and saying, hey, something is wrong. You know, there seems to be more gap here. There seems to be less gap here. They're not aligned. Looks like there's a sentence ending out here missing. There's no full stop for the sentence. So at a high level, you're able to see and quickly log in and say, hey, something's wrong. And that kind of a view, because everything may not get captured into test cases or test scenarios that you'll execute. Sometimes a lot of defects come which are not returned as what you're supposed to be testing. So as you scan through, you'll quickly find that, hey, something is wrong here. Something is not expected. I can see it. This is visual. I can report it. When I say not a tiger, it is not with a intent that I have to raise something. I have to find a defect. That is needed, but not with the intent that you will kill it, whatever be it. Okay, you have to have a very precise view. The last one in this section from an old school of testing is definitely process and system driven. When I say this, you should be an expert in what to test, how to test, when to test, where to test, how you should be able to document things in the right manner, how you should be able to report things in the right manner. Unless you know the process of doing it, how you got to go about doing it, nothing else matters. So if you are a great expert and you have all of these and you cannot really follow the process and go about executing it, it doesn't make sense. So each of these aspects has its own weight. So what is really expected from you? Let's say on a scale of 6 or even on a scale of 5. This is the ideal expectation that a company, a team, someone who wants to recruit you, someone who wants to promote you into the next stage will expect from you. How good you are in process, how good you are on your eagle eyes, are you unbiased, how is your functional skills, how are your communication skills. And this is the ideal candidate. But ideal scenarios, not really there. So what else can you expect then? Then you have a workable solution. You have workable solutions where an individual is not great in communication. He or she, let's say, is not great in testing, but is average, but has a great sense of viewing things. He is absolutely ethical, can be relied on, great team player as part of being under this unbiased category, and has a phenomenal functional knowledge. This is a great workable person. So you have to identify where you are right now, what is that is lacking in you, and try and improve that specific section. All right. So this is my viewpoint of what is expected from an absolute old school testing. Old school will continue. There is no way that will ever go away. This is the base. This is the foundation. This must be there. I'm going to present to you more new things as they come along. But before I go on, I want you to think through what are the other things that you think are an absolute needed quality for a software test engineer to be successful in this market. All right. And think about it. I want you to think through it and write it down somewhere. All right. You can start putting in the chat. I would love to start seeing some of these. All right. Now, what is not expected from you? You cannot expect to be great in one and weak in many others and still get through. And you got to understand this thing. There are many portions of getting hired, right? The first portion is your resume needs to get screened, right? If your resume does not get screened, where is the question of even having something to do with One second, please. Getting into an interview. Then you're talking about interview or series of interviews. It could be 2 interviews, 3 interviews. You never know depending on where you are in the whole chain. Third is getting on, creating that first good impression, surviving that first hump. All right. The first 30 days, 60 days, or 2 weeks even, or in fact, if so bad that in the first 2-3 days you won't make it. Right? Then comes the final humps when company goes through changes, vendors change, new teams come, they're moving people here and there, management changes. What happens? Are you able to survive? So you need a starting point. So make sure that you assess yourself. How is it? And that is all shown in the last slide in this presentation team, how you could improve each area, how you could assess yourself in each of these areas. All right. So far, any questions or any points that you think I have missed to present from what is needed from a real strong QA test engineer's perspective? Please use the chat, audience. Thank you so much for the large participation. I would love to hear your feedbacks from the chat. And then I want to show what the audience is saying to everyone else. Anyone? Yep, there you go. I start seeing many now coming in, flowing in. All right, so now that I've seen a few of them, and team, let it keep coming. I want you to really brainstorm, think through, because that ability to think and analytically analyze things is something that will make you a functional expert as well. Okay, how can you quickly grasp that functional knowledge is all about this. If you cannot think through what could be the other things that get to it, it'll be so on. All right, so please start to put your comments and we'll move forward in the chat. So now we have finished the old school of testing, right? And we said that, hey, these are all the things that are needed. But this is what is given by default. All right? You have to know that this is expected by minimal. Any of these things you fail critically, you may not survive that initial round of getting forward. So you may have to think beyond these things. Why? Because the market is so dynamic, the market is so populated with so much of competition that you will need to think about. And the next few slides is going to show you that. All right. So I've shown a few of them here now. So the first thing that I will look at is tool smart. When I say tool smart, I'm not saying that I'm looking for an expert who is in, let's say, Selenium, or I'm not saying that I'm looking at an expert absolutely in qualitycenter or unified functional testing or QTP and so on. I am looking at someone, number one, who has taken one tool and really gone into the depth of what is needed for that project. Okay. If I look at, for example, QTP, there's so many features in it, or let's say Selenium, there's so many varieties into it. So if someone has said that they worked in Selenium and Selenium server, and they did, let's say, simple data-driven framework using Java programming, I am good. That is great. I'm not saying that we would expect someone to say, I worked in Selenium, Selenium driver, Android driver, Firefox drivers, Grid, then I did IDE, and I did JUnit, TestNG, and that is overcomplicating and not really focusing on one specific thing. All right. That is the reason you will need to take one field and go deep in at least a few areas. Okay. That shows how quickly and how easily you're able to learn tool, and that is the smart listening learning tool. There are levels of learning tools. You need the first initial orientation towards a tool. Okay. That will take you and get you acquainted to it. Then you need to practice a little, play around it a little, and then go into second gear, increase the level of complexity and content of what you're doing. Then practice more and third gear. So some tools you can learn it because they're not complicated in about 2 to 4 weeks. Some can take up to even 2 years for you to really master. If you can put 2 or 3 tools that you could really focus and even learn, even if you've not really worked on it, but know the right things in it, that is great. Okay. Plus the ability to be able to know what tools are coming in the market, what kind of new things you could improvise. Even if it's a small thing, that could be as simple as documentation that helps you in better documentation, that helps you in better reporting or test management or time management. Great. That shows your ability to learn more new things. Okay. Someone with a mentality of a destroyer. This is the aggression that today's software testing field is requiring. Someone who's bent about saying that I am going to break this application. Come what may, I will make sure that this application is broken. I am very sure this application would have defects just because of the manual labor effort that is involved in the entire development cycle. So there is no way that this application is defect free. Once you know for a fact that yes, there will be errors, and how do you know for a fact that application will have defects? Is because it is a manual labor. It will go through so many cycles. Despite all said and done, there will be defects that will get leaked through each phase. So there is no way that applications will be defect free before they get tested. In fact, even after rigorous testing, you should note that there will be so many defects that will come into it. All right. So that is the reason if you go with a mindset saying that I'm going to destroy this application, I am bent about finding it, even if it requires for me to do it 4 times over and think from a different perspective, think from different platforms and users, that is what is required. That kind of an attitude will really make you fly. All right. One is showing your cool viewed attitude that, hey, I can learn new things. The other is showing a real fiery attitude that, hey, I can destroy this application. I'm going to break it. The next one is agile. When I say agile, there is a lot of agile methodology, Scrum methodology, new way of development, no more waterfall and all that in the market. Yes, it is related to it, but look at agile as an English word itself. All right. Agile basically means that you're flexible, you're nimble, you can move quickly and change directions. All right. If you ever seen a football player practice, you would see how he or she would jump across different loops or try and do crisscross running and try and get the ball across. Why? Because that is what he or she is requiring to do when they're playing the game, right? Agile is all about your ability to adapt quickly, to be able to be very nimble, to say that, oh, okay, today the requirement change, no problem, I'm going to do it. That's a team player sport, okay? That is where you show that, hey, this is amazing, I can do it, I'm going to do it. Rather than cribbing and saying that, hey, come on, you just gave me a different direction yesterday and today we are having something else. So what I did yesterday is waste, now I have to start over. That attitude, honestly, team will not take you anywhere. Do not show that attitude, okay? I'm not saying don't stand up. Stand up, but stand up more positively. Listen, I can do this. I have no problem in this. But is there any way that we can further try and avoid some changes that can, kind of disregard what we did so far in future? Can we make sure that we are taking care of things so that they don't change too much? Can we go in that direction rather than this? Is there a possibility? That is a sentence. You're still passing your message, but there is a difference in the attitude and how you're doing it. That is truly thinking agile, truly participating. Agile is all about team spirit. It is all about saying that what the team requires today is what we're going to do. And that is adapting to the new one. All right. So that is basic. Really knowing how and improving your attitude on that portion is very important. So from an eye of an eagle, you've got to advance to an eye of a user. So it is like this story, team. There were 2 people who were stuck in a jungle, you and your friend or your enemy, whoever it is, right? And there's a tiger which is ready to attack. So you are bending down and making sure that you're tying your legs. The other guy is starting to run. So why do you do that? You don't have to beat the tiger. You just have to beat your opponent, correct? So your challenge is not to say that I have to find every defect in this application that is possible. It could also be that your destroyer is taken care. But the eye of the user is, how is the user looking at it? What is it that the user will do? What kind of links will he or she click on? Where will the user look at? Why? Let's say I am there. I am the application and my session is the application and you are all testers, right? So where will the other audience be focusing while Karthik is talking this? Are they looking at the chat? Are they looking at the logo here? Are they looking at this text? So it is not saying that I will look at everything. It is where may be the user looking at. What could the user do? What kind of errors could a user make? Okay, thinking from that perspective is not a one-day change. It is a practice over and over again, talking to a lot of end users, and then you get into it. Team, very sorry about that annoying pop-up that comes up. Unfortunately, this is a Windows 7. I know, very antic, but still works. I had this as a backup laptop that I had to use today. So sorry about that pop-up. The last one is there's nothing beating this, always learning. Because if I am in the same project, in the same activity for the last 2 years in a company, and let's say that suddenly I'm out in the market looking for a job, for whatever reason, the company closed down or they decided to close a specific team or specific location, whatever, right? Or they have business cuts that are forcing them to fire some of the people. What do you do then? You have not learned anything in the industry, what is there outside of your team, right? I'm not saying that, hey, spend 2 hours every day learning. I am saying if you don't spend the 30 minutes, let me try and fix this nonsense. I didn't want to go away from the presentation itself. That's why it was easy for me to do that. So I'm continuing. Sorry. Thank you, Tim. I know some of you are advising me what to do, but I'm going about it. So this activity of always learning is spending that half an hour, 1 hour in seeing where the direction is, watching different blogs on technology, on testing, and trying to see what is happening new in the industry and keeping yourself updated. Then knowing that, hey, looks like this seems to be a good field to get into. Let's say mobile application testing is one of the latest ones. Okay, let's get into that. Or Selenium is really picking over QTP. Let me start something on Selenium. Start small then and go on. If you're working and don't have time, I can understand, but keep yourself informed. Because if you have to come out of a job which you're there for more than 2 years and have not really been exposed to latest technologies, there's a lot of new things you'll have to do and learn before you get yourself into searching for a new job again, right? So that's where you go back, study again, take a crash course and so on. The other thing is, even if you are on a training ground for too long, let's say you've been training yourself for 6 months, 1 year, by the time you started your training, the versions of the tools have changed, some new things have come in, you probably forgot what you started in month 1, in the month 12, and so on. So try and keep shorter cycles of learning things quickly over and over again, right? These 5 themes are my basic points, and like I was explaining, all of these points out here, okay, is what I believe that you need to really further use to enhance. So I showed you my 5 plus my 5 ways to really become a great QA test engineer. Now, a lot of these aspects are for any industry, any kind of work. They're also a little generic, but these are very specifically for a software tester. Developer does not have to go with a destroyer mentality unless he is focused at that time on unit testing, okay? And yes, but they need to be a lot on eye of user. They need to be a lot on learner as well. In fact, the development world also changes in fact more than the software testing world. They have more new tools, new things, new products, and languages coming up in the market. All right, so now what is further expected? So again, similar thing. So you should target to at least get, good at some, great at some, and okay at some. That will balance it out, okay? You don't have to try and be best at everything. So for example, you cannot really get the mindset of a destroyer unless you're working on it. Or you cannot know how the user perceives unless you speak with people who do UATs or speak with actually the end users or communicate with them. But you may be able to pick up learning, you may be able to pick up tools, or you can focus on taking a training specifically on agile testing, right? This is what will really help you. The whole intent of this session is to try and give you and understand those things that will get you there, okay? You got to then apply, know what you have right now and what you don't. And that's a big question. How do you know what you need? It's very easy, team. Look at yourself in the mirror or talk to your friends, ask them, talk to your spouse, ask them if you're married, or your family, and find out where do you think you are weak at. A lot of these things are management related. These are not specific. I'm not saying that, hey, do you know qualitycenter, or I'm not saying that do you know jira, or I'm not saying that do you know loadrunner. No, I'm saying, are you a good learner? Are you constantly learning? Are you looking at it from a user standpoint? Are you agile? Are you flexible? Are you moving around? Are you doing different things? Are you flexible for changes? I mean, again, real life destroyer tendency is not really great, so I don't expect you to be a destroyer to begin with, but at least the mindset when you're looking at applications. Okay. Tools. What kind of tools do you know right now? Let's say, even if you don't know in your whatever you're doing, what kind of tools have you used? Then you know that, hey, you are not really in that mindset yet. All right. So that is where you will need to know what is there or what is not. You are not precise on it. Don't worry. At least you have a vague idea of what you're good at, what you're not. Pick up the ones which you're not good at or average and try and improve it. What you're good at already, so keep them there. Or try and improve it further. But focus on most weak areas if you can, just to balance things out a little bit. All right. Then you find ways to improve it. How do you find? Where can you learn? What can you do? Blogs, training tutorials, YouTube, or video tutorials, documentations, others who's in the field, learn from people, learn from training, take the courses, find out where, what, and do it. Okay. Learn. You got to keep on learning, and you got to practice. If you don't practice what you've learned and try it and try and break yourself, you're not really testing. Once you test, you go about doing it. And this is not an easy cycle, team. I want you to first know that, hey, these are the different courses or different areas that you need to focus on. Then you'll be able to do. Everything requires time, they require effort, they require money, they require you to be patient, they require you to be repeated. So please try and find a schedule that keeps you going. That's something that you could rely on and say that, hey, I can finish a cycle. Lot of time, teams, what happens is people start great, they go about in the right path, they come to, let's say, learn, and then they give up. Then they go a shortcut, go back to no, restart again. And that is where we get stuck. That is where we don't complete that cycle that is required. Okay. And here is the last slide, and I'm open to the question and answer session at this time, team, of what I wanted to show. All right. This is the end of everything. All those skills that I showed so far, okay, and what you could do through self-learning and practice, or a more focused training, or on job. Some things, and in fact, lot of things will teach you on the job itself. If you are in the job place, team, a lot of these things will happen. But how are you a learner outside of what is there in your job, or let's say, are you a destroyer mentality? Looking at it may not be a job-oriented thing. So job will not automatically teach you that. So you may have to put in that additional effort. But everything else that we've seen, almost medium to high, is on job learning is possible. But self-learning, for example, functional skill. How do you pick which functional skill? You got to pick one and focus on it for at least 2 years. When I say 2 years, at least once you get your job, focus on it for 2 years. Once you have your resume, once you say that, okay, this is my experience, and let's say in a finance domain, in a banking domain, and specifically say that we're talking about core banking, or you say that I'm in mortgage, or in healthcare, and you say that specifically into hospital system management, or let's say you're talking about into entertainment, and you specifically say that online broadcasting, or you say that I'm into high tech, and you specifically say something like a .com based business, or an e-commerce. Pick one area and focus on it. How do you focus on it, team? You have to do it. There are a lot of ways, but self-learning and practice will really not help you. But trying to take functional expertise knowledge through a training is more better. The best is on job. There's nothing that a job can teach you more. So that is the reason, if you get a job, make the best out of it, at least at the starting level of your career. Okay. Communication, again, you can do a lot from your self-learning. You don't really need a training or on job for it, but you could try and improve it just by let's say you're bad at writing, so try and write more. You're bad at speaking, try and speak more. You're bad at reading and learning things from that, try and do that. It's so easy. That's it. It's not easy, at least it is easy to know what you have to do. Okay, you have to still make that effort. Being unbiased, again, it is something that comes more from yourself, your attitude. You have to try and improve it. All right, look at people who you can take as an idol, who is a great personality, who they behave that way, and try and try and look at them. look at how they're doing, how they're working on around things, and try and follow them. Okay, each and everything I've tried to put points, team. Again, self-explanatory, there to read. I really don't need to read it out, but just the fact that there are some things that you could do by yourself. So don't deny it if you know that your goal is to get here. Okay, there's some things that a training, a focused presentation, which is walking you through all this, will help. Some, in fact, you know what? If you get on job, just go for it, learn from it. But you'll have to spend a lot more time on the side in the initial few weeks at your job just to make sure that you're doing the best. After that, after the first 3 months and 6 months, team, you will flow. Everyone flows. I have not seen anyone who has not flown. Some people don't go as fast as they would want to. Some people go really fly, but that's the only difference. But no one stops. Very rarely, few people are not able to make it. So please note that the industry has got people from everywhere. It is not focused to only people who have done engineering, or only people who are good in development or programming or mathematics, or only people who are smart. I mean, smartness will sell anywhere, I understand. But if there's no hard work, if there's no process, and all these other things that are linked with it, then just being smart doesn't help, right? So these are my points, team. I hope it helped each of you. I hope it gave you the perspective of what I see. If you think I've missed anything, let me know. Again, just a collective presentation that I did over a few days, and I could have missed. I could have made error myself, but not remembering what was needed. But I would love to hear from the audience if you have questions. And then we can go from there. In fact, I'm done. Yeah. I'm at the last slide. Any questions, please? All right. Yes, I know the most important question is more on the master of software testing as a program. So this is the end of what I'm going to do in the 5 ways to really master software testing. Thank you all for attending this session. Please stay on. I will continue with giving you an overview of master software testing. But for people who are watching this video, or who are there live and who are only interested in this session, can stop the video at this point and go forward. If you want, you can continue to stay on, watch this video, or attend live for the remaining portion where I'm going to reiterate what I did earlier on master software testing. Hopefully that will walk you through some of those points that I could try to explain earlier. Are we good to go, team? All right, so let's go. So master of software testing, team, very simple. I put this course so that I could take the audience through one program, 10 weeks, lot of effort from you, 4 hours, 5 hours a day, okay, about 20-25 hours of effort every week. If required, it will go to 12 weeks also. But at the end, you will be so confident, you will be so true that you will say that, yes, this is what I need, okay. How to be a functional expert, how to be an agile tester, how to really know Selenium to the extent that I can get there. All of that will be covered as part of this master of software testing. This is the best platform to launch yourself that I could provide in 10 weeks. Your learning from there will continue to happen, okay? You could continue to join the same program over and over if you need to, till the time you get better. I will not stop you from doing that, okay? But I hope that this program will get you the platform to launch yourself. You will have access to all the videos going forward, but let's look at what I tried to cover earlier. So what is it designed for the beginners? It is, as I said, 10 weeks, very intense, very focused. Yes, I have a limited 46 because I want to focus on a certain number of people to do it. I'm almost there, team. I know by the time I start it next week, it will cross. So I'm trying to accommodate. If you're someone, I'm not trying to oversell. It is getting sold out. I cannot handle a large batch because I really want to focus on individuals. I want to focus and be able to say what is happening with each and every one. Okay. The minute it crosses this number, it becomes tough. I need to bring in someone else additionally to try and help me out with the whole thing. Okay. That is the reason. There was no other intent. Otherwise, online sessions, there's unlimited. There are tools to do it unlimited, right? So yes, I combined the best of IT Learn into one package. And at the end, you will forget about certification. It's just a paper. It is just a good looking logo which will draw attention. But more than that, you yourself will come out to be what you could not start with earlier. All right. And that is a guarantee. That is a promise from my side. If you put in that effort, if you are honest to yourself and do that hard work, you will. If not, I will make sure that we repeat it again and we will go through that whole thing. Okay. Next, what is it? So we'll start off with something very comfortable. We'll start with HTMLs. We'll start with MS Office, a little bit on manual testing. Then we'll get into some tools and so on. So the initial is laying foundation. Okay, this will talk about exactly what is needed for you to launch to the next level. All right, all of this, how do we cover as part of my already done videos? But I'm going to tell you exactly what to watch, when to watch, what to do, what is expected from you from each of it. And then as you do it as a team together, collectively, okay, as a group, you will be improvising that through practice, through group discussions, through preparing the summary documents of what you've learned, through preparing the interview questions and answers, and trying to take the test. So each of this activity will make sure that your learning is complete. Okay, it is not going to let you go, but you have to stick to the process of doing it. I might be scaring you, I might be loud in how I'm expressing, but I'm very motivated towards the team. I am driven by this. I know that I want to do this because I know it will do the best for my team. I know this is probably the best that I could launch with IT Learn, all that I've done so far. Okay. Yes, we did the FAQ on September 20th, and then we moved on to this session today. Now, we did the level 2 advanced. So here is where I said that you will go through more advanced topics. Now, there are 2 levels of advanced team. One is, okay, how do I say? Let's say that if you need to learn swimming, right? You will not start learn swimming in a 6 feet or deeper water, right? You may start with something more shallow, like 4 feet, 4.5 feet, 5.5 feet, so that worst case, you will still survive. You will not try and risk and get out of it. Then you get into, once you're comfortable in it, then you'll go to the next. So I'm going to show you exactly what to watch, exactly what to do at the beginner level. Then I'm going to tell you that this is enough for you to launch yourself. Do not do more than what I show you, because there's so much more to learn and I don't want you to really get confused. This level 2 is the most advanced portion. It will be tough, but we will make it as a team, and I'm sure that you learn exactly what I'm trying to pass as a message there. Okay. The level 3 is, here is where I will get you what is balance. For example, agile testing. For example, Scrum methodology. For example, picking 1 or 2 functional areas and how to become an expert in it. Okay. I'm going to walk you through how you're going to prepare yourself wherever we are lacking in what we've covered in the first 2 levels. How you got to focus on preparing your resume. That will be killer number 1 from a search point of view, so that you will get your resume up. Second, number 2, in such a way that people should get inspired to call you, to talk to you, or to present you. Mostly there will be vendors who are trying to present you to an end client. They should be able to get pleased to be able to talk to you and present you. Okay. Number 3 is, once you get to that first level of telephonic interview or in-person interview, how do you go about presenting? How do you go about talking? How do you show your energy and make sure that you get there? Plus, I'm working very actively on placements right now so that you could continue to use this as an ongoing thing for your job hunt. Okay. The project plus technical support is even after you join your project. Okay, what do you do in case you're stuck? Great, all said and done, you've been there, but you want to be there, right? So then what do you do? All this will be taken care in the last level team. And all of these are structured in those 10 weeks program. Okay, and what we're going to be doing is a series of different types of events. Okay, one will be either, I'm picking Tuesday because it is somewhat in that portion of the week where it is not real Monday, which is a sad day to start with, but it could be more towards till the beginning of the week, that I tell you what you got to be doing next. Then you will be going through group sessions where you're learning, where you'll still continue to have sessions. I will be part of it as well, but more as a listener, and I'll be observing what you guys are doing. How is that progress going at that time? And how are you practicing? How are you interacting with the others? How is your project practice going on? All of these things will be there, team. And this 10 weeks is also something that you're going to put on your resume additionally. Okay, it is not just that. This 10 weeks is also something you're going to put on your resume and say exactly what you've done. Okay. We will go through some group sessions. We'll go through some presentations that you'll do and whatever showing that summary documents and so on, because this will really help you build your confidence on any of those areas that I showed earlier. Okay. Then we will do some tests and we will end that week and we will start again next week. Okay. So team, week after week, it's going to be important. You miss one session, it's okay. You miss 2 sessions, it's okay. If you want to continue to miss a week or so, it'll be tough. You'll have to repeat it again. But here is the thing. Honest answer, team, with all honesty of mine, I don't think everyone will make the best out of it in this 10 weeks. I would anticipate like 30%, 40% people will actually do it once only in this 10 weeks and get exactly what I want them to get. Okay. Majority of you may need a second repetition, which is included. You can repeat it as long as you want, as long as you get into your job, because I know that it will require an ongoing thing. Some people start, then they don't have the stamina enough to continue. They want to break and they say, Karthik, can I continue next? So I know I may start with 40, 45 people or even 50 people, but at the end, there'll be only 20 people left who are completing the entire thing. So I can understand, but I want you to continue to be participating in it. Okay. Even if you're not active, that is not great thing to know or hear, but I know it can happen. But I want you to at least participate in it. Don't give up. Okay. Don't let go. Just complete it. Just go through it. Even put your ears to it. Just listening to some things will make you a master at it. How do you learn songs? You just listen to them. You don't go with an intent that, hey, I have to learn this, I have to master this, right? That is how it is. On and on, once, twice, at the maximum third attempt, you'll be very good. Okay. I'm not saying that everyone will go to third attempt. Most of you, second attempt is more than enough. Some of you who will really focus on it, 10 weeks is more than enough. You do it the way I show, 10 weeks is enough. You don't have to repeat it. But you may want to, you may have to, then you have that option to do it. Okay. So don't look at it as something more fun. Look at it as something as a fun activity than as a forced activity which requires a lot of your time and effort. Okay. That will get you through it. You will like to interact with people who are in the same situation as you and so on. So as I said, a lot of activity at your end, 1 hour live session, 2 hours of videos, 1 to 2 hours of practice. That's going to be something that you're gonna do on a daily basis. Okay. So, but at the end, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start at the ground level and slowly build big, gradually. We will start at the very ground. Okay. I will ensure that you are getting job ready. With where you are 10 weeks ago to what you will be after 10 weeks is what I'm going to try and really work hard to make it. Okay. This course is designed for today's market. Okay. I'm going to pick more tools. I'm going to surprise you with all that I'm going to include in this course at the end of it. I intend to try and provide more than what I promised, what I've already documented or mentioned. That is the reason I'm keeping it very little subtle to begin with, because even this is something that I know it's a mixture of all that I've done so far, the good works, but I want to add more to it. Okay, so that's the end thing. Now, the FAQ already happened, but I'm just repeating this because a lot of you asked for it. Okay, now what's next, team? Basically, next Tuesday, coming Tuesday, is the first session where we're starting with our week 1. Me and Manoj, we have started to prepare ourselves in the direction. So we will be going through and getting you all that content ready that we know that you need to get started to be able to attend. Okay. So any questions? Anyone from the audience? I know a lot of these questions are here. So please, if there are questions regarding most, don't even please bother on putting it in the chat here. Can you please use the my website? Oops, not this one. Give me a second. Madhurima, I see a question. What's the difference between QA Essential and Most? I have answered that on the website. So you can look at the answer. QA Essential is just an overview. It is not really all with the placements, with all that I'm talking about right now. It is not containing all of that, okay? It doesn't have all the topics in QTP. It does not have all the topics in Selenium. It has very basic, like Selenium IDE, okay? Basic Java. I don't even know if it has frameworks or WebDriver and so on, okay? So it is just like a beginner level, someone who's not really very confident, who does not, I mean, master software testing has many more things. It has database testing, it has mobile application testing, it has the entire features of placements into it. It's going to work towards getting you what you want, okay? I put a link in the chat team, which is basically the link to the page. It has both the videos that I did. Even this video, I'm going to put it up here, okay? You can ask a question here. There are a lot of answers already out there, all right? And anything additional, as they keep coming daily, I'll keep answering it, okay? You don't want to use your real name, don't use it. That's fine. But ask your question. Speak your heart out so that you know that that's getting the answer that is required, okay? So any questions, can you please put it there? SOAP UI testing, is it included in here? No, it is not. Why didn't I include SOAP UI and performance testing? Because it is not yet ready on my website, okay? That is number one. Second thing, I think you can take it as a next stage, not immediately. But what you could do is, I'm going to give you that discount coupon of 50%. You can apply that on to any course, okay? Let's see. There are a few other questions that have come here. I see all the topics. Since one more thing, I'm totally not sure if I should enroll in most, as I'm not from IT and I know nothing, and I'm finding it really tough how to go with each and everything in testing. Even don't know whether I should apply for manual or both automatic as well. So could you please guide me? Is it okay, Madhurima, if I take your question here and I put it out here and I use your name so that I can answer it? Because I'm sure there's such a large audience who has the same exact question. And I know it is not just about the money. It is also the time, the self-confidence. If you have that, you are in a position to really execute and do all of that. I understand. So I'm going to answer this and I'm going to show you how we're going to do it, okay? But let me talk about that, number one. Why do you want to learn software testing? Why? What is driving you towards it? Why don't you continue to do what you're doing or think of something else? If I can guess, you want to learn software testing because IT is a great field to be in. Absolutely, yes. It is one of the better paying things. Absolutely, yes. It has wide number of jobs. Yes. Globally, yes. Locally, within the city you stay, yes. It has got that job where you can sit, put your mind to it, and do a sincere, honest day's job and get paid well. Yes, and that is the reason there are so many intellectual people worldwide getting into it. Is it easy? I mean, it is not a cakewalk. You just can't land in IT accidentally unless you have some real special skills, right? But with all that is there and all that is there inspiring you to drive there, why are you not doing it? Okay, it's very simple. Let's say that you can go to a 7-Eleven which is next door and buy something that you want, okay? Or you could go a little farther away, get a better shopping experience in an Albertsons or somewhere and get it for a lower cost and so on, right? So depending on how important it is, how urgent it is, you will do that, right? So if you think you need a job right now that needs it, you may not get into IT immediately because it requires a little bit of training. It requires a little bit of orientation. But who is born with these skills? Everyone has to develop them on the job, on the training. Everyone has gone through this. There are two things that I've taught people, okay? Training, be it through a college, education, private learning, self-learning, and so on, or job. No one in IT field has come without these two. And I'm telling you that you can do it as well. It is just a matter of, is it going to be 10 weeks or is it going to be 1 year? All right. You put your efforts, you do your best, then you say I couldn't do it. Come on, how can you even say that you cannot do it without trying, right? So I want you to try. I want you to really put the effort. Forget about my training. The best thing I'll suggest to anyone, okay, don't do anything. Just go to my free videos. Where is my free videos? Nowhere here. Where is the free videos thing? Here, sign up for the free videos. Watch all the free videos. There are millions of views on my YouTube channel. Did you see that, team? There have been millions of views just on my YouTube channel. Number one. There are so many people who write to us day in, day out and say that I have got a job just watching the free videos that you've seen.
Hello and welcome to a brand new...
Sorry, that was the autoplay of this YouTube video. So people have seen these videos, they've watched it, and they've taken advantage of it. Just watch my YouTube videos, which are free, absolutely free, and take advantage from there, okay? This is a popular channel. It has not become popular just by not having the right content and right presentation. It has the right things. So if you're not sure, you can start with that. You can join the next program probably, which I'll do in 2-3 months. Okay. So think about it, take your time, make your decision. I just don't want you to tell me that you can't do it. Tell me I'm not yet ready to do it. I need some more preparation towards it. Prepare. That is the reason I've taken 2 weeks to just launch this program. I'm trying to prepare it. I hope I've answered this as an answer to most of you. All right. I hope I've done justice in that. Okay, let's see. Hi Karthik, I'm already working as manual tester. I just need the advanced level, just the tools. So Madhavi, then if you're working, then you know what you want. You want either a Selenium, you want database testing, or Jira, Bugzilla, or web services, or HPQTP. Pick that and learn that. Okay. And if you're already working right now, you may not have enough time to spend on it. If you really want to, you can subscribe to it as videos and watch it. If you do not grasp in 10 weeks, and if you want to take next 10 weeks, do you have to pay again? You don't have to. Okay. As part of Master of Software Testing is the only program that I'm letting people do free repeat as long as they want. Okay. You, at least the first few people, have a 3-year unlimited access to the videos, and within those 3 years, you join any number of these sessions that I'll do. Okay. Again, don't hurry up into your things. I want people to do the right thing. You know what hurts me most? When I don't really do marketing. For example, I don't have advertisements anywhere. All what you see is viral, is happened naturally. People have joined my databases. I have an email list, a big one, big subscribers on my YouTube channel, and it has gone automatically. No really advertisements or anything anywhere. Okay. It hurts me when someone calls me and says, Karthik, I've burnt my time, my money, my patience, everything by paying someone, by doing something somewhere. I should have joined your course. I'm not saying that I'm the best. I'm just saying that I should have probably helped him. I should have been found to him or her at that time when they needed it. I know in the chat, I know I already see people who've done it. And I have done it too. Everyone has done it. See, you go to a restaurant, right? You say you eat there. And you say, oh, I've wasted my time, I wasted my money, and I ate dirty food. Next day you have a bad stomach and you feel bad about that too, right? It's a bad experience. Everyone goes through it. Honestly, last week I was in Texas. No, this week I was in Texas, team. And my money got flagged right in front of me. And I was helpless. I really could not scream out loud and say, hey, you're stealing from me. It was stolen. It happened so quickly that I didn't have a chance to point back. I felt bad for a day too. But these are experiences. So that is the reason I'm trying to push. This is the only course that I've pushed people to say that, listen guys, this is the one I've built for you. If you want, you should join this. No other course I really marketed, or I took so much effort in trying to explain. I want to make sure now I'm so confident that I know that I want to do this. This is why I'm doing it. This is the reason I'm including placements, everything along with it as a service. All right, team. I know I spoke so much. First time I feel that I did a lot of marketing of my own course, which I don't feel very nice about, but I'm glad. I hope I'm passing the right message with the right intent. So that's Master Software Testing. Next Tuesday is the first session. So I would welcome everyone who's already paid, who's already been part of it, to come there, experience it, and I want people to really look at it. All right. Thank you all. Thank you so much. I wish everyone the best. Okay. I wish, even if you don't participate, even if you're a competitor or you're from a different field, whoever's watching, the best. Do your best. You will get the best eventually. Thank you all. Bye then. Thank you everyone. Bye.